Hello, everyone. This is the world according to Graves, and I'm your host, Robin Graves. Yeah, this is a little bit early, but I've got a lot of things going on that I really would rather not be going on. I've got some news today about something that I don't think anybody should be given this news, but um, anyway, enough of that. Let's get down to business. Yeah, I do this for Mark. Yeah, okay. Movie time, Blu-ray. I've had this for a little while. It was given to me. Hardcore Harry. It's great if you're into video games. The customary sippage thing here. Let's give this a try. It was handed to me, and I'm supposed to take a taste of it and see what I think of it. So, wish me luck, folks. I don't have much faith. God! Folks, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to warn you. Don't get this. It blows gog. God, it sucks. Down to business. I did a segment talking about Democrats, socialists, social democrats, airheads, assholes, whatever you want to call them. And I got a lot of responses from people. You know, I've got death threats from these people. I actually had somebody tell me they're going to they want to shoot me because I'm not smart enough to live and all this. So this is actually a re-recording. Um, I recorded this last week and decided to do last week's instead of this one. I was going to do this one this week. Um, I started doing some more research yesterday, and I found a lot of really cool things. Um, we're going to talk about social democracy or Democrat socialism. That's what we're looking for. What I'm trying to say. Please excuse me. Today's a little rough. We're going to get this done one way or the other. I don't care. Okay. Get my notes in order here. Um, Democratic socialism is not exactly the same thing as regular socialism. That's what they want to tell you. They're trying to tell you that it's something totally different. Um, Actually, it's socialism, pure and simple. Now, socialism is a wonderful thing because socialism is not communism. Uh, Socialism is like having HIV. It doesn't lead to AIDS. It's not AIDS. Let me put it this way: it's not AIDS, but it will cause AIDS eventually. Socialism is HIV. Communism is full-blown AIDS. And we're going to get into that a little bit as we go along. You're going to find out why I'm saying that. Um, Bernie Sanders, one of my favorite people in the world, him and that Cortez girl who was elected in New York, claim to be democratic socialists. You know, they say that socialism and democratic socialism are not the same thing. Let me take straight from my notes here, okay? Um, you ask them what the differences are. They won't answer. They can't answer. Democrat socialism is just socialism with a word in front of it. It's like shit sandwich. Sandwich is a word. Shit sandwich is another word. It's just a word in front of socialism. Socialism, folks, I grew up in the 80s. All right. Um, Socialism in Russia ended up becoming communism a long time ago. The difference between socialism and communism is simple. Socialism is you got people, 2/3 of the country who want free shit. They think with socialism they're going to get free shit. You got the other third who's like, well, I can't, I don't have anything left to give you. The military steps in, the police step in. They put a gun to your head and make you give it away anyway. And I can see where one of my snakes here is getting a little active. Like, you're good. I was getting worried about him. Socialism is communism without the police state. But that police state inevitably happens. Communism is socialism with a gun to your head. It's yeah, that's pretty much all it is. And it does lead to that. So let me check my notes here, get my notes here a little bit better. I really need to be more prepared, but I'm trying to do all of this as it happens with no edits. I want you guys to see what I really do. I don't want you guys thinking I'm this slicked up person in professionals. I'm far from being professional at anything anymore. So, um, see, socialism, Democrat socialism, and socialism both have the same thing. From each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. It's all wealth distribution. It's all it is. It's all it ever has been. Let's distribute from those who have to those who don't have. They don't believe in private property. Here's what went on. Bernie Sanders made a comment. It's not fair that some people have one house while others have three. Yeah, let's cut all those three houses. Let's just redistribute them and cut the third house right down the middle. We have no walls whatsoever, nothing protecting us, but by God, we got that half of a house. Yeah, it makes very little sense to me how these people operate, why they operate the way they do. Uh, just because it's all redistribution of property. Socialist economies abolish profits that drive the market. That's one of the things that's going on with Venezuela, Cuba, North Korea, what went on with Russia. Their economies collapsed. People had no incentive to do better and make better for themselves because they're being taxed to fucking death. Let's take everything from you because you made $2. Let's take $1 away from you and give it to this asshole over here who doesn't want to get up off his ass and do anything. Canada, in fact, it was just this year. They abolished it. They were actually going through an experiment, a social experiment, where they were taking care of people who didn't work. They were paying them not to work. It was they did a minimum wage increase to a point where it was kind of scary. I'm going to explain minimum wages in a minute. Where it's a little scary, and then tax the hell out of people, and then to give to people who didn't want to work, who weren't working. You ended up with a lot of people who didn't work. Trudeau, one thing about that, about Mr. Fake Eyebrow, I do respect him for this. He ended it. He ended the experiment. It didn't work. Obama, at one point during his administration, and you can look this up. You can deny it all you want to. It was done. I saw it. It was all over CNN, MSNBC, ABC, Fox, phone news, whatever you want to call it. I don't watch news on TV. I don't trust the media. But where Obama said, how much money do you need to make? How much money do you have to have? Which is a preamble to socialism. He was pushing for socialism. He's the one who regulated the living dog shit out of our companies, where nobody was hiring, nobody was making any money to hire. And if you notice, once the regulations were eased, as soon as Trump came into office. No, I don't like Trump as a person. I do believe he's an asshole, but I'm not going to sit here and trash what he's done for this country. When he deregulated a lot of things, and I see it every day here in Atlanta, companies are prospering now, and they're hiring. Right now in Atlanta, Georgia, here in the Deep South, yes, the racist Deep South, there's more jobs than there are people who are working. There are more jobs than there are people who are looking for a job. Black unemployment is at an all-time high here. Hispanics, legal Hispanics now, there's more employment for them. White people, a lot of employment for white people. I'm very happy that things are going as well. Now, a lot of you out there have mentioned to me about minimum wage. Let's increase the minimum wage. You want an increase, but you're a socialist. You're a democratic socialist, but you want to hire a minimum wage, but you're a democratic socialist, but you want to hire a minimum wage. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry to tell you guys that. Let me check my notes here. I'm going off the trail again, as usual. Let's see, where am I here? Just because the country has some socialist things happening, such as medicine, mainly medicine, Medicaid, Medicare, stuff like that, does not make them socialist. Let's take a look at Denmark and Norway. That's the new thing for democratic socialists now. Let's talking about all of these places, how they're socialist and they're thriving. That America needs to become socialist. Um, Norway, Denmark, a lot of countries like that, Finland, they're capitalist. They are very capitalist. They have a free market economy. They have very little regulation. Uh, right there, they just happen to have socialist medicine. And they can do this. They can get away with this. I'll tell you, there's another reason that they can do this and we can't. Their populations are relatively small. Norway, I believe, is what, 10 million people? I've got 10 million people in my fucking neighborhood. Okay, America has 350 million people in it. Norway has 10 million people per population. They have a majority of their people working. A majority of them. So they can afford, with the tax base they have, to support those who are unable to work. Here in America, we have a lot of people here, 350 million, and a very high percentage are not willing to work. They're wanting instant gratification. To hell with going to work and getting a job at the end of the week. I want the money today. You can't do that. It doesn't work, and I'll tell you why, too. We have these people here who don't want to work, their own welfare. Well, I hear all this. Well, there's 4 million people that got off the welfare rolls. What about the other 35 million? We have a lot of people who are being taxed to death in this country as it is. Uh, Even with Trump's tax cuts, the taxes are still ridiculous. I happen to know a guy right now whose business is taxed 49%. Before deductions, he got deductions down where he's only being taxed 41%. This money is going to a lot of social programs. A lot of people who are working are paying taxes are going to social programs for a monster majority of people in this country. We have 350 million people, about 35 million right now. Estimates are between 33 and 38 million. I'm going to go halfway in the middle. 35 million people live on public assistance that everybody else is paying for. This money is not free. This is not free money, folks. Nothing is free. You get something for free, you call for free, somebody else paid for it. But you don't care because you're getting your shit today. Who cares? The whole thing in Norway and Denmark with them and their social programs are not dealing with the millions, tens of millions of people that we're dealing with. That's why they can do it. Let me explain a social program to a lot of people out there. And I want you to think about this. Yes, these countries have social programs they're affording, but these social programs. Let me do an example here. You have a capitalist economy right here, okay, and on top of it, smashing it down are your social programs. Capitalism is free trade. Capitalism is accumulating wealth. These capitalists believe, well, we're making quite a bit of money. We can afford to, help some people out. All of a sudden, you have social systems that are putting caps on everything. They're holding down everybody else, redistributing wealth. Yes, smaller countries like those can afford it. They can afford it. There are free market countries. These are wonderful places to invest money. That's why they're making more money than a lot of other places. Is that they have a booming economy, and a lot of people are investing their money in those countries, which brings up more money to be used in the tax base to afford these social systems. So, Norway is a capitalist country with socialist medicine. America can't afford to do that. Even with Obamacare, it wasn't true socialism. It was taken care of and sponsored by insurance companies. The insurance companies that you socialists want to get away from. They're a necessary evil because we can't afford, as a country, to give free medicine, free education to everybody. The best educations we give for free, public schools. They're a failure. Um, Socialized medicine will never work. It's been proven. It's proven to me. I won't get into that right now. I got into it before. Take a look at the other social democracy thing I did. Let me get my notes here. Um, this is some seriously screwed up crap here. Let me get this. I want to make a quote. Where's my other note here? I am so disorganized today, guys. Look, I will tell you the truth. I had a death in the family today, and I've got another family member circling the drain. I think that's the technical term. So please bear with me. I'm trying to get all of this done before anything else happens. Um, it. Hold on, let me get this. I am so disorganized, folks. You know what? Screw it. Here's the script. We're going to sit down and talk. Social Democrats have been running around talking about how it's not the same democratic socialism. It's not socialism that's been tried in other countries. Yes, it has. They say that Russia wasn't socialist. They were communist. USSR, United Soviet Socialist Republic. Just because you call it something doesn't make it something else. East Germany was communist. DDR, Deutschland Democratic Republic. North Korea, the Republic of North Korea. They're saying, well, those aren't socialists because they're not saying they're socialists. They're republics and democracies. Yeah, so was Nazi Germany was their democracy. Adolf Hitler got voted into office. Just because you want to say something is something it's not doesn't make it what you say it is. Same thing as women running around saying, well, I identify as a guy, so no, I'm a guy, I demand to be called sir. Men running around as women, I want to be called miss. That one woman white woman who claimed to be black, who had white parents, and she was paler than me. Yeah, she's black because she says she is. This is all how identity politics indoctrinates people into believing that whatever they want to label something, that's what it is. Bruce Jenner's cat is a fucking beagle, for Pete's sake. I know, I've got the meme. Just because you want to sit there and say something is something that it's not doesn't make it what it is. Democratic socialism, they want to get rid of the hierarchy of students and teachers. They want to democratize that. Yeah, let's put a 7-year-old in charge of his education. That's what the problem is today. We have too many people that's not supposed to be involved in making decisions about their futures. Making decisions about their futures. Do you think a teenager knows what side of his bedroom is clean enough? No. But they're sitting here giving you lectures on politics and policy and social, social trends. This is all socialism, people. This is how it starts. This is how it gets underneath your skin. And once it gets underneath your skin, it just spreads, and you'll never stop it. Hillary Clinton was asked about democratic socialism. She couldn't answer what's different about democratic socialism and regular socialism. She couldn't answer. Bernie Sanders can. Bernie Sanders and that little piece of fluff. There was a Cortez that was elected in New York. They both have the same problem. They spout off things that they think is wrong with the world in general, but they never give any solutions. But they want to spout off all the problems. And you people out there are going, well, hey, he's smart. He knows what he's talking about. No, he does what we call in the technical term, I believe, is called blathering, bullshitting the masses. He's a typical politician. He's going to bullshit you just so that he makes you think that he knows everything when he knows jack and shit. And Jack just left town. Anyway, on to the next bit of this. Golly. It's come to my attention that a lot of you out there on social media sites that I post this on dislike what I have to say about social democracy or democratic socialism or bullshit in a hat, as I like to call it. Well, if you do some thinking for yourself, maybe, just maybe, you'd see what's wrong, what's going on here. Just because somebody has a few dollars more than you doesn't give you the right to what they have. Capitalism is a wonderful thing because it rewards those who try, those who go out and do. It rewards those who go and get an education, work for what they have. Socialism, on the other hand, let me explain socialism. Socialism dictates people who socialists believe that, oh, they have a dollar. This guy down the street has $5. Oh, I lost my dollar. I have the right to his wallet. That's what they think. Let's get rid of all the rich people. Let's take their money from them. Let's get rid of them because rich people are stealing from us. No, they're not. You know why the rich people aren't stealing from the poor? The poor have no money to steal. I'm not rich. Um, Barely middle class, honestly, to tell the truth, according to standards. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you because you're upper class that you owe me. You don't owe me anything. And those who are poorer than me, try to come and take what I have. It's called stealing. Socialism is based on that tenet. Let's take from the rich to give to the poor. The Robin Hood syndrome, as I like to call it. Just because this person's rich doesn't mean that he owes you. He didn't take it from you. Most of the wealthy earned their money. They went out, worked their asses off. I had this one woman ask me one time, back when Trump was running for president. She wanted to know why I'm not going to vote for Hillary. I said, I don't like Hillary. She's a criminal. Her response was, and Trump's not? No, he didn't steal his money. In fact, he made it the old-fashioned way. He worked for it. Hillary's the one that's got that fake foundation. But she didn't quite understand that for some reason. Because Trump's rich, he was a crook. You know, I ran my own business on several occasions. I will tell you this. Sometimes you got to be a tiny bit shady on the books. But I'm not stealing from anybody. I've never stolen from anybody. And I was quite successful. My business right now, all things considered, the small scale that it is quite successful. Never stole a penny from anyone. Socialism believes that if you have something, if person A has something person B doesn't have, person B has rights to it. They get to have it. It's to keep everybody even, they say. It's equality. Income inequality is a socialist term. It believes that if I'm making $10 an hour and you're making $5 an hour, I should give you money. Kirk Voss, this wonderful human being that I used to associate myself with, up till he really screwed me and my wife over, made a comment. He was all for Bernie Sanders. He made a comment right here in my own home one day. Totally regurgitated comment. Capitalism doesn't work. Maybe we need to try socialism. But when I asked him when capitalism didn't work, he couldn't answer. All he could say is, well, I don't get to make as much money as the next guy. Well, maybe if you would have finished high school instead of quitting. Go try to find a job other than a fast food job. Maybe if you increase your worth. You know, the thing is they want to talk about a person's worth and the person's needs. They don't tell you that you need to make yourself develop worth so that you're needed more. All they want to talk about is how people who do that, who increase their worth, who increase their value, are the enemy. They're horrible people. Look at Venezuela. But before you roll your eyes out there, socialists, I want you to think about this. You say that it's never been done, that socialism has never been done correctly. Venezuela did everything according to socialism. They did everything. They privatized a lot of industry. They made the oil company, the oil and the gas and everything, owned by the government instead of owned by the people. And then to stop everybody from thinking they're poor, they printed more money, and their inflation is astronomical. Same thing with East Germany. Same thing with Russia. Same thing with North Korea. Let's make everybody think our money's worth something, so they won't complain too much. And instead of something costing $1, it now costs $100. You want to sit here and tell me that socialism is the greatest thing there is. You're going to have to do a lot of work at that. Socialism looks great on paper, folks. It makes everybody equal on paper, but it takes away one thing that a lot of socialists don't think about. It takes away your incentive to do better. Because why should you do better? Why should you? You're just going to be taxed to death. You're going to be the enemy. It's going to be taken from you and given to those who didn't work for a living, who didn't earn it. Your earnings are nil. They're nothing. As far as socialism is concerned, because it goes to everybody else. Same idiot Kirk Posby, the comment, yes, I said idiot because he is an idiot, was telling me, well, I don't mind paying 70% taxes because it goes to a good thing. It covers my education and my medicine. And everybody else's that doesn't work for a living. East Germany had a thing. The government was somewhat rich. I'll tell you why too. In East Germany, back when it was communist, if you didn't have a job, you were put in prison. You had to have a job or you were arrested and you're put away. Let's take a look at this. What if you can't find a job? What if you're not educated enough to get a job? You're put in prison. You want that here? That's what it'll turn into. You don't believe me? Look at every other country. Look at Russia. Tens of millions of people killed and put away because they didn't fit the mold. Socialism wants everybody to be a square peg going into a square hole. It takes away what makes people people. It takes away your wish to do better with your life. It takes away private property. It takes away any real assets you have. And it goes to people who, it spreads it around. Everybody in a socialist economy here in America, we would all be equally worthless and hopeless and poor. Because most of what we have will belong to the government. It's going to be redistributed. Wealth redistribution is socialism. It doesn't matter how much money you make, how much money you had. If you go socialist, it's gone. Of course, there's those of you out there who don't have anything. You're going to sit there and talk about, well, I deserve this, I deserve that, I deserve to have the same as everybody else. Well, in a socialist country, those people have nothing. So you deserve what they have. You get an equal portion of nothing. So anyway, guys, I'm running out of time here. I'm hoping I got through to somebody with this, with my insane ramblings. I hope I make somebody think. And I want to do a special shout out to a fan. She made my day. She really did. This is Perula. I hope I mentioned your name right, pronounced it right. You made my day. This is a shout out to you. You and everybody else out there. Have a good day, have a good time, and be good to each other. Okay? I'll catch you guys as soon as I can. I am going to post this today, just in case I can't do it Friday. And if I do get to do it Friday, there will be another one on Friday. I will guarantee you, if at all possible, there will be at least one a week, if not two. If I see something coming up on a Friday that I can't do, I don't think I can do this, it'll be dropped online early. Okay, I owe you guys that. All 22 subscribers, man, you subscribe, you make my day. It's easy. It's right down in here somewhere. Just hit the subscribe and like buttons. Let me know you're out there. Every one of you mean the world to me. I'm not doing this to get rich. I don't want to monetize this. This is me talking to you. And I hope maybe I can get my message across for everyone out there. Think for yourselves. Okay? Don't believe the current trends. Don't believe the media. Think. Look at what they're not saying. Okay, guys? You guys be good to each other. I'll catch you maybe this week. Anyway, peace.